We're going to that's the thing. I don't know what's going on.
So I surprised you in a way.
Yeah, it's a surprise. We're going to Joliet to the Autobahn. I'm not sure what we're doing there. If we're just gonna have an interview with Team Stradale, or if we're actually gonna go race some cars.
And so you're gonna go on the track and show everyone how it's done?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's why I'm going. So yeah, I mean, I would love to get out on the track more this year for sure. But the problem is beating on the car. I mean, this car is just so beautiful. It would hurt me just to destroy it, you know, in one season. Being at the track, I mean, it's not only about the brakes, the tires, but the car overall gets a huge beating at the track. And I'm thinking maybe it's better to sell it and buy myself something that I can use for the track a lot more consistently. Maybe for sure not a BMW. I don't know what I could pick though. How are you?
Good, we're good, Brett.
We're here to visit Team Stradale.
Okay, there's a sign on here for me.
Yeah, of course. I don't like to speak the truth on camera because it offends people, especially all the pro drivers out here. I'm just here to break some records in their cars and go home. Get a sandwich. So right now we're following Sebastian from Team Stradale to the racetrack at the Autobahn to see some radical testing.
No, to see how fast Sebastian is.
Yeah, I mean, look how fast he is. He's just leaving us in the dust. And it's gonna be kind of cool because I can already see there's the new Z06, maybe. So it's gonna be cool to see some cars out there. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, do you think Christian looks good today?
Yeah.
Okay, you look pretty good, okay? Do you want me to ask that again? Yeah. Cut, say it again. Do you think Christian looks good today?
Yeah,
okay, yes, we both agree. For example, right, if I have my Radical here and I do end up getting one and coming over here, can I come every day if I want?
Yeah, as long as you're a member. You have to buy the membership.
But what about with you guys? Is there an extra fee to keep the car in your possession?
Yeah, it'd be, I believe, don't quote me on this, but it'd be about like 300.
Do not quote.
Yeah, don't quote that one. About 300 a month for storage, and then.
That's not bad.
Hey, awesome driving, dude. Yeah, we were watching you out there, man. We got some good videos for you. I got your email. We'll talk later about it. How you doing? Is it cold out there or what?
Well, in here it's not. Send you that, and I can send you the links to it.
That's crazy. I own that GTR, AMG GTR.
That's yours.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was driving, but just a race version.
It's a lot of car, man.
It is, but they make ours a little slower, but it brakes and turns better than.
That's exactly what it should be. I tuned my car now. I want to take the tune off because it's just too aggressive at the track. It's going to be too much power. Overkill. Sim Racing Chicago is a studio of simulators where we're trying to get people together to come out and, you know, do birthday parties, bachelor parties, all types of private events, but we're also focused on the motorsports of things. So what we want to do is open up a door for guys that, not only for guys that sim race right now, but guys also that want to get into racing. We're trying to bring basically better drivers into the real motorsports, because if you look at all the pros, all the F1 guys, I mean, all the younger guys that are coming into the sport, they're coming from simulators, not motion rigs in particular. The way our simulator studio is set up is we have all motion rigs. All the pros right now use non-motion rigs. The only person that can say how the car should feel is the person that actually drives the real car. Yeah. And that's what we want to incorporate into our business of having the pro drivers get a chance to get on our rigs, tune them to their specs, and then be able to provide that for the customers of Team Stradale so that they can learn the tracks and actually feel what they should be. Since there's no simulator studios in the country, which is, you know, obviously there's going to be more competition as we go through the years, I decided that it would be a great idea to build 10 simulators and actually put the community together so people can come in, because driving at home is one thing on a simulator or here on 2 simulators, but driving with a community of people, of 20 or 30 people, where you can talk, compete, and get into it is exactly was my vision of building the place and having it work like that. And I love iRacing because they helped me out in the beginning when we started up. They gave us the commercial license. There's nobody really that runs more than 10 rigs right now on a commercial license. NASCAR Hall of Fame, I believe they have a membership with iRacing, and they run 3 simulators, I believe, out of there. But iRacing was always the main focus because I wanted to get into the motorsports. We have some solid drivers on the sims. I think a lot of these kids that come in that are really, really fast have the capability of going fast in a real car, but they need somebody to do that for them. You need the obviously financial support, because sponsors are not easy to find in any sport as a driver. And we're here to kind of try to get the sim racers and the pro drivers involved together, so not only the track time can be used on the sims, to learn the tracks, but also maybe some new faces can be seen. I mean, there's a success stories out there of guys, competing and going from sims to real driving. There's actually a few guys that come to the studio that are pro sim racers, and they won competitions where it gave him a chance to, like Matt Busa, for example, that was in our last March 25th competition. He won a weekend racing an F4 car. I mean, so definitely these different companies are approaching sim drivers because, like I said before, all these new guys in F1, they all have simulators at home. It doesn't make them a better driver, but look how much time they spend at the track versus another guy that's coming in and only gets to drive the real car at the track. There's a huge gap there of timing and actually sitting down and experiencing the track, and I think that's what makes them better, and that's our goal here, Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot, Sebastian. I appreciate it. And now you have been to our facility, Sim Racing Chicago, before, and we are definitely doing some things to get to work together and kind of get a little bit of track experience for your customers, which is very important. How would you say the sims relate to the cars? And obviously, there's tuning issues for the motion. The motion hasn't been, maybe other than D-Box right now on the market, the motion hasn't fully been developed yet to act like the real car, because there's a lot of pros on there, but there's also a lot of sim racers that set these profiles. And obviously, I know when you were over, you didn't like some settings, and the sims didn't act exactly like a Radical car would, but obviously we have worked on that. What would you say the translation between a sim and a car would be?
Yeah, I mean, so the sim is a beautiful tool, and you guys have done an exceptional job being able to provide users with a platform to feel their own level of detail. So for myself, I might be looking for something, or I might look for something in real life that I then want to transfer to the sim.
Sure.
Whereas vice versa, for say a sim driver might have a weight to the steering wheel, a certain cadence of say the impedance subwoofer or something of that nature, like a butt kicker, and or just generally what they can see in front of them, what their field of view is like. They may want to take that and apply it to real life. It's where do you find comfort in your driving? And the versatility that you guys have been able to offer across your platforms is exceptional, because it very well allows the driver, the user, to figure out what it is they're looking for in real life and in sim to exploit the potential of the vehicle.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of sim racers, as you know, we use a lot of visuals in order to drive our braking points. It's a lot of visuals. So a sim driver will learn the track very well and be prepared for the track. Is that any different in real car racing? Obviously, you guys have limited time seat at tracks when you go out there and race. Do you believe that having the seat time in the sim for multiple hours practicing the track would improve somebody that's a beginner going out to that track and training on it in their real car?
Absolutely, and especially if you have the luxury of somebody with the real life track experience over your shoulder to be able to assess some bad habits and some good habits. Because there could be elements in the sim that you find yourself finding a pattern with, and yet if someone were to be there, or say you had a track map per se with driver notes from a real life application that follows your sim session, then you might be able to say, hey, you know what, that's a bit different, and this is more accurate than not. So it always helps to have a little bit of formal track knowledge in the background, but the sim, again, in credit to what you guys have on offer, it puts you at the right place at the right time, and that's how you get around a racetrack.
One shot, not a future vision.
I should take a piss right now versus in the car, right?
You changed the diaper?
I don't need that, boy.
So that's the Radical we will be in.
I'm gonna be surprised. I probably will now that he's saying it. Fuck. If it was just you, Christian, talking shit, then I'll be like, yeah, dude, whatever. But now if it's him coming out of his mouth.
So what, Camille, do you feel faster now?
Faster than you, as usual.
So where does the G-force come in the braking?
Everywhere.
Christian, how you feeling right now?
Good. Very good.
You put the balls in the brakes, I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover with the drummer, passion never rest. Feeling with my teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the glow. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours.
How was it?
Get ready, dude.
Crazy.
Dude, That's insane. If you guys have never done it, you got to get out here to Autobahn to Team Stradale.
The Radical comes in several different iterations. This iteration here is a Radical SR3XX. It uses the Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle engine. If you take a look at it, it's 1340 cc's, somewhere in the neighborhood between about 200 horsepower. So this is a brand new SR3XX 2022, and it comes with the new halo. It's a new safety feature that's posted up by Radical, and it's making our drivers that are used to closed cockpit feel much more comfortable in the Radicals when they're out in the, on the track. You could probably see the amount of tires that an individual will go through. Some guys will go through 2 sets a year. Some guys will go, if they're doing the Radical Cup, can do 20 sets a year.
And then how much are the tires?
$14.95 a set.
Okay.
Which is, in terms of racing tires, that's relatively inexpensive.
It was amazing, simply amazing. I can't put it into words. It was an experience of a lifetime for sure. The way the car handled, the speed of the car coming through the corners, the braking of the cars, it's a whole different level. I mean, it's basically a formula car that's slower. The handling in the car is uncomparable to anything I've ever been in, and I think I was in some cool cars before, some performance cars that handle great. I mean, the AMG GTR is one of the cars that handles unbelievably, and you can't even come close to the comparison of this car between the Radical cars. It was just such a event in my life. I mean, experience in my life that.
Good thing you had extra set of diapers.
Yeah, good thing I had extra set of diapers for you. And exactly. And it was just unbelievable. It makes you want to think about getting a Radical car. Until you drive one and until you experience what I experienced today, it makes you want to jump in and become a driver, maybe get into one of these cars and perform, because you know you can race these cars against different people, different leagues, different series of events, and they're just unbelievable to drive. Simply amazing. Hit us up on our channel, like and subscribe, share our feed. It's very important, guys.
If you guys have any questions, comment below.
Exactly. Make sure you comment and get involved.